Hello my people, welcome to this new episode of Victor's Victor in South Carolina. I hope you guys have been enjoying. So today I have an interesting tour. It's different from the normal tours, and yeah, as you guys already know, I always bring historical tour. It's different here, and so I'm being careful. I hope you understand. So the tours I've been having are historical and just knowledge based, but this is a different tour. It's going to be a comedy tour. So let me show you guys from behind here, trolley, and this is the comedy trolley tour. So tour, but it's comical. I've never had this before. If you had it, let me know in the comment section. But this is my first time having a comedy tour, trolley tour, and I'm so excited. I look forward to what it's going. I imagine it's going to be full of laughter. That's what I imagine. So let us know. Don't cheat before you continue this video. Let us know, what do you think a comedy tour is? Might be totally something different. Remember, like in DC, we had the mall, and what we know for the mall is a shopping mall. Unfortunately, the mall in DC is it's a place where you have the museum, you have those historical places. She's saying hello, she's fine. So I hope this is going to be all through laughter. And it's actually a good way to wind my stay here in DC as I head to the next destination. So let us know, what do you think a comedy tour is? Let's not assume it's the laughing comedy.
I like that. I have that in my shop.
Yeah. I like your attire.
Thank you. I like your outfit.
It looks African. Thank you very much.
Are we Facebook Living?
We are YouTube.
Oh my gosh, hi. Are you gonna
What's your name?
I'm Danny.
It's Comedy Show, the funny comedy.
Yes.
Let's have some African
Let's have
comedy
some.
as
Okay,
well.
that's great. I
Okay,
love that.
okay, great. Hello. There's music here.
Good looking troll. Yeah, don't tell anybody, but this is a much better looking group than the last one.
100%. Hi. Let me just do a little more stretching right here,
Good. So,
we talk back. So if you're talking to your neighbor, we can all hear that shit, okay? So shut the F up.
Also, y'all, we all know you have one of these. Yeah. And that's an adorable grandpappy. Hey, grandpappy. Oh my God, so good to see you. But what I'm really talking about is one of these. It's a cell phone, y'all. So, like we said, we're like a show. So now's the time where you take out your cell phones and put them on photo and video mode.
Yeah. More. Yeah.
So if you're taking any photos, videos, make sure you tag us at Savannah for Morons.
Yeah. When we're posting those photos, we've got some fancy hashtags for you guys to use as well. We've got hashtag
Sexy Trolley. We also have hashtag Moron Twins.
That's us.
Exclusively.
Yeah, we also have hashtag
Inspired.
Because who's not inspired by two adults in rompers at 4 o'clock on a Thursday?
Right? I know I am,
Right.
y'all. We also have to give a big shout out to our partners at Old Town Trolley.
Yes. Yeah, they obviously do the most unique tours in town.
Yeah, if you could believe this, other tour guides wear pants.
Oh, suckers.
What are you doing? Now, when I say new rule, you say, uh-oh, new rule. Uh-oh. New rule. Uh-oh. New rule. Uh-oh. Y'all, we have the great fortune of having a climate-controlled trolley today. So we kindly ask that you keep these windows closed. It'll keep it nice and temperate inside here.
That's right. We've also been deemed too loud for the residents of Price Street. aka the Catholics.
That's not a joke. They're like the HOA of the city.
Like bounty hunters. Alright, there is one more new rule, and that is there's no smoking or vaping on the trolley because this is a metal box fueled by propane. So big bucks go boom. So edibles only, okay, Grandpa?
Or if you like to do any needle drugs, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Actually, a comedy tour, guys. Like with that.
90 minutes to, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. We'll see what traffic looks like. But let's all count down together from 5. Everybody put your hand in the air. Let's count down from 5. In 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Drives the tour guides here in the city. So, number one thing you need to know is that Savannah, Georgia is one of the most haunted cities in the world. And if you don't believe in ghosts,
wrong.
Boom.
Roger Rainfield didn't move. They seen some shit. They didn't move at all. Yeah. They didn't budge.
Number 2, y'all, and this is probably why most of you are here. Here in the city of Savannah, you can legally drink alcohol outside.
That's right. They know all about it, Margaritaville. Now, if you don't already drink, we don't recommend you starting today on this tour.
But if you do like to drink any drink, we will be stopping at a halfway point at a local Irish pub, and we encourage you all to get completely loaded. Or as they say in Tampa, turned up.
That's right.
And also, last but not least, 9 out of 10 stories in Savannah, all in the same way. What way is that, Danny?
Fire!
That's right.
Yeah.
We burnt this bitch down. We burnt it down good.
So many times.
No, but a little bit more on that later because we are actually reaching our very first historic sighting. Now over to
there, you can see the monument to our founder, James Edward Oglethorpe. And now he did found our lovely city of Savannah way back in 1733. And there's a quote that is ascribed to him. Its life is like a box of chocolates. It's in Sharpie. It's there on the bottom. But seriously, Forrest Gump did kind of put us on the map when it comes to movies being filmed here in town. We had Forrest Gump, SpongeBob SquarePants was filmed here. Magic Mike XXL, Oscar-worthy in my opinion. The newer movie called Peanut Butter Falcon. Have you seen this movie? It's such a great movie. It was filmed here. The Menu, that newer thriller with Ray Fiennes, was filmed here. The 90s movie with Julia Roberts was also filmed here. Up here at the Sixpence Pub, we're about to pass it. Oh my gosh, I think it's Julia Roberts. I guess.
No, I don't kiss on the mouth. That is just too personal. Yeah, just kidding. It's me. The whole time, y'all. That's 6 years of community college acting school put to use right there, baby.
That is money well spent. Right here to your right, friends. This is the Sorrel Weed House, and this is
the most haunted building in Savannah.
Yes, now we are going to say that a lot, but a lot of buildings on this tour, okay? So everyone, hands up. Say it with me. This is the most haunted building in
Savannah.
This is the best place to get your weed.
Yes, Colorado. Just go knock on the door and ask for Spanish moss.
Don't know exactly yeah, see, look, it's even kid friendly.
Yeah.
No,
they give it to everybody here in Savannah. Yeah.
Medicinal. Anyway, over to your right, y'all. This is the Green Mountain House, and this is where General Sherman posted up as his headquarters during the Civil War. And I learned all that through extensive peer-reviewed research of that sign right there.
Now that we've covered the entirety of the Civil War,
check.
Everyone, look over there in the center to your left. You're going to see the monument to Sergeant William Jasper. He died planting that exact flag during the siege of Savannah in the American Revolutionary War.
And now that we've learned everything we need to know about the American Revolutionary War, double check. Oh. history is so easy, y'all.
Say stuff and then they believe us.
I know, eh?
No fact checking.
No, not at all, except for maybe the professor.
Maybe the professor. We don't know what he teaches
Yeah,
though yet. We gotta find out.
So over to your right now, this is the Griffin Tea Room. This is an awesome place to get a bite to eat. It actually used to be a former Masonic temple. You can tell by the iconography at the bottom of the building. Now, I know a lot of people often wonder, what were those pesky little Freemasons getting up to back in the day? Well, we actually have a found audio recording from 1920, and it turns out they were genuine getting...
Well, sometimes we've got some people in from Ohio, and they're like, hey, where can we get that really good southern fried cuisine? And we always tell them, Mrs. Welch!
And then another time we'll get people in from Philadelphia
Yeah.
and be like, hey, what about that Paula Deen character I keep hearing about?
No!
No!
Oh, she's closed down.
Yeah.
And she's not a great Google.
Yeah.
It's just not.
But here's the good news, y'all. They're actually replacing a restaurant with a Cracker Barrel.
And it's going to be better. No strong feelings.
Yeah. Now we're approaching Monterey Square, where there is a monument to General Pulaski, who also has a square named after him here in Savannah.
Yeah, but they're in two completely different places.
That's funny, because that's like the Daniel Green, who has a monument and a square named after
In
him.
two completely different places.
Which is just like Oglethorpe, who has a square and a monument named after
In
him.
two completely different places.
Huh. Just when you realize nothing in Savannah makes sense, it all makes sense. Now, over to your right, coming up here, y'all, this is the Mercer Williams house. And this is the most haunted building in Savannah.
Yes, it's, isn't that where famous singer-songwriter Johnny Mercer lives?
Wait, Johnny Mercer,
Yes.
who wrote Moon River for
Yes.
Records and Tiffany's,
Yes.
who also co-founded Capitol Records?
Yes, that one.
That Johnny
Yes,
Mercer?
that one.
That is absolutely incorrect, y'all. No Mercer has ever lived in the Mercer Williams house. It all makes sense.
Yeah, but something really spicy did happen back there in the 80s. There was a murder, and it was all written down in a novel called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Yes, book club. Or as we simply like to call it here in Savannah,
The book! And if this book touches you and you're not from the city of Savannah, you will burn! 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 I don't know how long you've been here. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, he's going to pay property taxes this year.
The book knows.
The book knows.
That's right.
Now, this book put us on the map, y'all. Before this book came out, we were just a little-known town where people came to get drunk. After this book came out, we became a well-known town where people still come to get drunk.
Yeah.
And just to give you a little synopsis, this book has ghosts, murder, and drag queens!
That's right, and one of the most famous drag queens of all time was in this book. When it came time to cast her part in the movie, we couldn't find anyone as cool as her to play her part, so she ended up playing herself. I'm talking about the beautiful, the incomparable, the Lady Chablis.
Ooh. Ah. Now, y'all, sadly, the Lady Chablis passed away in 2016, making her the most haunted drag queen in Savannah.
Rest in peace, queen.
So anyway,
Now, if you notice, we've been
Savannah as a debtor's colony. And what that means is back in England in the early 1700s, if you were poor and impoverished or in debt, you got thrown into prison. And actually one of Oglethorpe's very good friends got thrown into one of these debtor's prisons. So he approached King George with a proposition. He was like, hey, Georgie boy, why don't we clear out these prisons, move these people over to the New World, have them work off their debts, put them to work, and that is how Savannah became known as a debtor's colony.
That's right, and way back in 1979, a very prestigious institution was also founded here in Savannah, the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Or SCAD.
Yeah, so even to this day, we're still considered
A debtor's colony!
Yes.
Yeah, student loans, y'all, you can forgive them.
Never forget.
Ever.
ever. Okay.
All right.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah. So to live in Oglethorpe Free Society, you had to follow 4 simple rules.
Rule number 1.
No slavery. You know what? I'm gonna leave again now.
Yeah, if you ever wondered what too long of a pause was, that was it right there.
It's arguably a good rule, but we do have to point out Oglethorpe and its hypocrisy in this one, because he actually rented slaves from South Carolina to help build out the first 4 squares. So it was more of a rules for thee, not for me kind of situation. Kind of like my ex, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Rule number 2.
Drum roll, please. No Catholics.
Oh, yeah, that was there's some sinners. We found a couple of them.
This is mostly a holy trial.
That's right, those things sanctified. This was actually less about Catholicism and more about Spain. Catholicism was the state religion of Spain at the time. Spain ruled Florida. Oglethorpe was concerned about invasion from the south, so he just banned all the Catholics in order to keep the Floridians out.
Yeah.
Which is something we're still trying to do this day. They sneak in.
They like to come up and say that it's their birthday. Rule number 3. Drum roll, please. No lawyers. All right. Oh, are you paying alimony or something? What's going on? No, but we always had a big issue with DUIs here in the city of Savannah. Or as they used to be called back in the day, HUIs.
Horsing under the influence.
So we usually always keep at least one lawyer on retainer outside of the city. We actually keep them in Margaritaville. Yes. So thanks for coming down, sir.
Absolutely.
And bringing your unpaid interns with you.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Rule number 4. No alcohol. All right.
Got all the Catholics back on that one. Yeah. This was actually Oglethorpe's shortest lived rule. It got him kicked out of his own colony after 10 years. And it said on the day he left, the rum just flowed in the streets. So we went from no alcohol to
Yo, alcohol.
Yeah.
And with all these rules being broken, Oglethorpe is actually currently, he's turning over his grave just like this.
Yeah.
And that's actually what powers the city of Savannah.
That's super
So as long as you guys keep drinking while you're here, the lights will stay on.
Correct. Now we're on the other side of Forsyth, and over here on your left, you're going to see a lot of the live oaks and that Spanish moss. That's kind of a wonderful symbolism here of Savannah. And the live oaks here on the left side are about 150 years old. They were part of the city beautification project about 150 years ago. But we're about to roll up as soon as we pass this SCAD sign to the grandmama of all the live oaks here in Savannah. She's called the Candler Oak. She's actually, she predates Oglethorpe. She's over 400 years old. There she is right there to your right. Her wingspan's about 150 feet, and she's also the inspiration of the cover of the children's book, The Giving Tree.
Aww.
I know, right?
But you know what? After 400 years living, I bet that tree's more like the I don't give a damn anymore tree.
She just wants ice chips in her Chardonnay because like she's having hot flashes.
Yeah.
You know?
And tell the sexy little maintenance boy to take his shirt off and come rake up the leaves. You know?
Yeah, she just gives bad advice at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
What kind of advice did she give you?
Well, she told me to go to SCAD.
Oh, sorry.
Just kidding. It's great.
Now that tree, actually not too long ago, did get a little sick, actually, around 2016. So there's a whole organization built around taking care of it, actually. Monitors its root system, trims its branches, waters it if it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Basically what I'm saying is that tree has better health care than all of we do.
Yeah. Especially us.
Yeah.
HSA.
Yeah.
Right here. If you doesn't know.
All right, everybody say bye, Forsyth. Bye, Forsyth. And say hello to the Wesley Monumental United Methodist Church. This church was founded by John Wesley, y'all, who was responsible for the second wave of Methodism here in the city of Savannah. Now, John called Savannah his own personal hell. He only lasted a year here. But while he was here, he would often be seen in the squares giving diatribes against the dangers of alcohol and sinning. One of his most famous speeches was called Word to a Drunkard. Oh my gosh, we've summoned him!
I am here to give you my famous speech, Word to a Drunkard. You see, there once was a man that asked me, John, what is the greatest of sin? Is it alcohol?
Fiery stories that happen in the city of Savannah. Everybody give it up for the one, the only, DJ Fire Marshal Danny!
All you cool cats and kittens.
Fire!
The other people on the left side, it's your turn.
Fire!
Alright, I'm so sorry. Now everyone all together. And
Fire!
Alright,
Fire!
Savannah's first ever recorded fire started in a clay oven inside of a wooden house. Because that's how science works.
Yeah! Sorry, let's go.
Just taking a break, and this guy here, this cool guy, has offered to buy my jacket.
He's too good. Y'all
He's buying my jacket for $1,000, yo. For $1,000.
Come on, don't.
How much is this? $1,000.
Alright,
So while on this tour, you take a beer break and then you come back. Everybody has a beer, and we continue the fun. Oh, look at this! I told you.
We are going to touch on some of Savannah's darker parts of their history. We thought it would be disingenuous to skip over some of these parts about enslavement and oppression here in Savannah. We obviously didn't want to make jokes about that, but when we were writing the show, we didn't want to just skip over it. So we ask that you just listen quietly for a few minutes while I give you some true facts about this time period. We appreciate it.
Yeah. One of the reasons why we thought it'd be a little bit disingenuous to skip over this history is because Savannah has the unfortunate distinction of having the second largest sale of human life in American history. It happened back in the 1850s. There's 2 plantations that were south of the city of Savannah, owned by the Butler family. The head of that family's name was Pierce Butler, and he lived out in Philadelphia. And he had a very laissez-faire kind of lifestyle, and he went to a substantial amount of debt. Banks started to foreclose on him, so he had to raise some capital to keep a lot of his assets. Fortunately, he decided to sell off some property, and the property that he decided to sell was 436 men, women, and children that he owned between his 2 plantations. It was so many people that they actually had to hold the auction down at a racetrack about 2 miles outside of the city by the river. And it was also so many people that it took an entire 48 hours to complete said sale. Now, the only reason why we know so much information about this event is because of an abolitionist and a journalist named Mortimer Thomas. He was writing for the New York Tribune at the time, caught wind of the story, decided to disguise himself as a bidder, come down to the city of Savannah and report on what he saw. The 2 things that stood out in his reporting more than anything else was that it rained the entire time that the auction was being held, all 48 hours. And this wasn't like a light misting, this wasn't a drizzle at all, this was a torrential downpour for all 48 hours. He said it was like the skies opened up and that God was crying. And also, you couldn't distinguish the tears on people's faces from the raindrops, because that's how sad everything was. If you can imagine this, they were breaking up family structures that had gone back 2, 3, 4 generations even. You know, mothers from children, husbands from wives, brothers from sisters. And with like all these factors rolled into one with the sadness and the wetness, this period in Savannah's history is called the $1,000, which in today's money is about $12 million. There is a Weeping Time Coalition that works with spreading this information out here. A lot of the sites and the historical sites that you're going to see here in the downtown area, the monuments or the statues are erected right where the event happened. Because this happened outside the city, about 2 miles outside the city, it's in more of a residential area, and there is a plaque commemorating kind of what happened. But the Weeping Time Coalition works on spreading this information because we really don't want stories like this to die. Now, even with a lot of this kind of sobering history, there is a lot of history of people fighting back against that oppression as well.
That's right. If you go over to City Market, you're going to see Franklin Square. And across Franklin Square is a big gray church with bright red doors. And this is the first African Baptist church. And this was indeed the first black church in Georgia. During the same time period that Danny's talking about, enslaved people were forced to work mostly Monday through Saturday, and some enslaved people were given Sunday off to gather together and to worship. And here in Savannah, some enslaved people were given a plot of land to build their own church building. And it took them 2 years to build this building because they were just had that one day off a week to work. And when they started building the building, they did it so in a little bit different way that you normally would. They started with the walls first as opposed to the foundation, because when they were digging up that foundation, they didn't necessarily want anyone to see how deep exactly they were digging down, and they didn't necessarily want anybody to see an extra maybe sub-basement that was down there. When they did go ahead and put those floorboards in, they had little holes in the floorboards in the shapes of diamonds and crosses, and these are called the Congolese Reformations. They were very good for acoustics in the building, but some African tribes had this religious belief that you would stand on the holes in the floorboards and you would have this religious experience as you were singing the worship songs. But they also potentially served as another purpose, which were breathing holes for anyone that happened to be hanging out underneath and hiding in those in that sub-basement, because they also dug a tunnel that was about a quarter of a mile away into South Carolina, because this church was indeed a stop on the Underground Railroad for many, many years. Once they were on their way to South Carolina, they were really on their way to relative freedom as they continued their journey up north. It's a fascinating church. It's a fascinating piece of living history. You can go. It still is a living congregation. There are sermons on Sundays. They actually offer tours Wednesday through Saturday. And on the second floor, there's a really cool aspect. They have some of the original pews from when the church building was built, and you can see carvings on the back of the pews there. This was like the first messaging board. People could